Hello and welcome to another episode of Candid Talks with Bharat V. This is Bharat Vatsya, your host of the show. पिछले एपिसोड में हम रूबरू थे विद आदित्य राज कपूर, एक ऐसी हस्ती जो कि लीजेंडरी एक्टर कपल लेट शम्मी कपूर और लेट गीता बाली के सुपुत्र हैं, और जाना कैसा रहा उनका चाइल्डहुड, उनका फिल्मी दुनिया और कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड का एक्सपीरियंस। तो चलिए बातों का सिलसिला आगे बढ़ाते हैं और जानते हैं कि कैसे उन्होंने अपनी पहली बाइक खरीदी, कैसे एक दिन अचानक डिसाइड किया कि वो अपनी बाइक पर वर्ल्ड राइड करेंगे। कैंडिड टॉक्स विद भरत वी के इस एपिसोड में।
And then I took my wife. I joined a club in Bombay called Bikers Ride Hard. Brilliant club. They taught me how to ride a bike properly.
Okay.
Bison's Ride Hard. Bison's Ride Hard is the name.
Okay.
And I met a very good group of friends. They taught me how to ride a bike. We went on trips together. And finally, my first long ride was to Shillong for the Rider Mania there.
Wow.
Bob MC it is called.
Bob MC, yeah, Shillong.
And then after that, I did a ride. By that time, my ambition was in place. I told my wife, someday I will go around the world.
Okay.
She said, first go around India at least do that much first, you know.
Hmm.
So another guy, Deepak, and me. Deepak is the same age as I am, also in the same club, Bison's Ride Hard.
Okay.
And he also wanted to go. So his wife said, you get company, then I will let you go. So my wife also said, you get company, I will let you go. So we both got the company.
Okay.
And we're the same age people, both of us.
Mm-hmm.
And we did India, Bhutan, Nepal.
Okay.
So we did some 13,000 kilometers over 73 days.
Okay.
So it was great fun. We really enjoyed ourselves. And
Which year was this, sir?
This must have been in 2014-15.
Okay.
14-15, because 16-17 I was preparing for my world ride after that.
Acha, by the time you already had that plan in place.
Yeah. My plan was my ambition was in place. The plan wasn't in place, the ambition was in place.
Okay.
Then I finished that ride and my fear of dying went away. You know, that I will fall down, I will die.
Right.
I mean, what will happen, you know? Then I came back and I told my wife that this is it. I'm doing this. So I spent 1.5 years planning for my world trip.
You took around 1.5 years.
Wow. Yeah. I did what is called a live survey, which meant 12 months I tracked the cities I'm going to stop at on my route. Aaj kya hua idhar? What happened in Vladivostok? Was it raining today? Was there a strike?
Okay.
Was there a dance festival there? What is happening there? I want to know.
Okay.
So around the same time zone, you know, suppose I'm going in April, May, June. So April, May, June onwards, for the next 12 months, I started mapping my route.
Oh.
And I rode westwards. I didn't ride eastwards.
Okay.
I rode westwards. So I wanted the sun on my back.
Acha.
I didn't want to face the sun.
Okay.
And I started with summer in Russia. So you have to ride with the season.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a big thing to plan for that. You have to plan your money, you have to plan your electronics, you have to plan your luggage, you have to plan your documentation, you have to plan your route, you have to plan your advance bookings, if any. Then you have to plan your non-road, non-terrestrial travel. Whenever you're crossing an ocean, how are you going to cross it?
Yeah.
You have to plan your cargo. Then your customs, government permissions, a whole lot of things. Nothing is easy in this.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because I was a consultant all my life, it was easy for me to do it because I knew how to proceed.
Right.
I worked with the Israel government, I worked with the World Bank, with bankers from the World Bank. I worked with the Emirates government and I worked with the Indian government.
Right.
So I knew how governments work basically.
Yeah. Okay.
And I put this whole thing together and finally in the first week of June 2017, I departed from Prithvi Theatre.
And you did this on your, not on Royal Enfield, I think you did it on Triumph.
Yes. So what happened is I was planning to go on the Royal Enfield. It's a good bike. It's a beautiful bike.
Yeah.
Then I started finding I started realizing where am I going to get it serviced all over the world. Royal Enfield has a 3,000 kilometers service cycle, or it could be 4,000, or it could be 2,000, but it is definitely not 10,000.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing 35,000, 40,000 kilometers, I need officially 10 cycles somewhere or the other, 10 service points.
Yeah.
If it falls, if the service requirement increases, then I need 15, but at least kam se kam 10 to chahiye.
Yeah.
So there were 10 places were not there, maybe one in America. I visited the American people also. But nowhere in Russia, nowhere in Europe, very difficult,
Yeah.
So my wife suggested that, look, be practical. You have to come back alive also. So then she said, my son said, and some friends of mine said that, why don't you look for some other bike? So then I said, which bike? I remember that Harley Davidson and this and that and all that. So they said, why don't you buy a Harley if you want? So my childhood, when I was very young in school, we used to see all these movies. The Great Escape by Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
Then Marlon Brando, what do they call it? Angry Ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they were all riding a Bonneville Triumph,
Yeah.
So that stuck in my mind. Bonneville Triumph is the first Hollywood bike. First bike that became a film star.
And you are an ardent fan of Stevie McQueen.
Yeah. So I said, if I have to buy something, if I have to buy a foreign bike, then I will buy something I like. So they said Bonneville may not be good for an all-world tour because you need little off-roading. It's got a low, comparatively lower floor.
Yeah.
I said, I don't care a damn. I'm not going to go in the water. I'm not going to go in the jungle. But I want to buy something that I like. So I got an offer for a Bonneville Triumph.
Okay.
That had already been purchased by a Parsi gentleman who never used it. He bought it and treasured it, but never used it.
Okay.
So he said, Aditya, why don't you take my bike? It's a fully loaded bike with all the accessories you can have, and I'm giving it to you at very, throwaway price only because you are you. You will not abuse the bike.
Yeah.
So I went to Triumph people. I said, what shall I do? The Triumph people became my friends. So they said, look, if you're getting that offer, buy it. Don't waste money on extra bike. Put it in your trip.
Okay.
So that was very good advice. Imagine the companies giving me advice like that.
Yeah.
They could have easily sold me a bike. I would have bought it from them.
Yeah.
They said, you buy that bike. We know that man. It's a good bike. And you bring it to us. We will make it new and give it back to you.
Okay.
So by that time, Triumph came into the picture as my sponsor,
Okay.
So they gave me service support. They gave me technology support. They did a lot of work all over the world with me.
Okay.
So that's how I purchased the Sunbeam. And around the same time, one man came to me and said, is this your bike? I said, yes. He said, can I buy it from you? So my Royal Enfield. I said, no. I've gone all over the country with it. I cannot sell it to you.
Okay.
He said, that's why I want it. Because I know you have gone all over the country with it. Can I
Okay.
buy it, please? Here's the money. So in about 10 minutes, that bike got sold, 10 minutes.
Wow.
So he tells me, when you come back from my world trip, sell me this Triumph also. I said, no, thank you. I will not do it. But there are collectors, basically, who collect such kind of bikes,
So, but in case if you decide to sell it, please let me know. I would be the number one contender for that.
So kind of you. Thank you. So that is how I started this whole venture. And I had the bike with me and my visa started coming in one by one.
Yeah.
I had planned my trip across Russia from Vladivostok, right westwards, right through to Moscow.
Okay.
That took me about 45 days. The Russian government helped me a lot. They sponsored my visa.
Oh.
They gave me a 90-day visa because I was promoting them,
Right.
I gave 5 press conferences. I'm a film guy at heart. I'm a film man,
Yeah.
So everybody wants to get promoted. So I promoted them. I gave a press conference whenever the bike would stop. I said, when my bike stops, you get 5 press people. I will stop on the side of the road and talk. I don't care. I'm not in a hurry. Bhagne ka kidhar hai? Where will I go? I'm on a world trip So I helped them a lot. And then the tourism minister met me in Moscow end of the day and blah, 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 blah. Then my objective was to meet a lot of Indian fraternity. So I met all the Indian restaurant owners. So somebody will give me free food. Somebody will give me a hug. Somebody will give me a free stay. Somebody will do something for me or give me direction. It was great fun meeting the Indians all over the world.
And did you ever get a chance to because Raj Kapoor ji was very famous in Russia, And did people recognize who you were? Do you have any
So-
such incidents which you want to narrate?
So I had just passed Blagoveshchenk. That was on the third or fourth or fifth day.
Yeah.
It's about within 2,000 kilometers of Vladivostok. The first 4-5 days.
Hmm.
And I went to a fuel station, fuel up. So I stood near the machine, the fuel machine, the petrol pump machine. I'm standing there on my bike.
Okay.
I'm trying to put the card inside, trying to do all the fitment.
Hmm.
And one lady came behind me. So on my riding jacket, there's a sleeve here, plastic sleeve. So I had my passport color copy here.
Okay.
So if somebody asks me, where's your passport? I have to show him like this rather than taking it from my pocket,
Uh-huh.
It's very practical.
Yeah.
So she asked me, she's looking at my number plate like, it's not a Russian number plate.
Yeah.
You can't change your number plate. You have to carry your original number plate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then she saw my passport there and she could read English. So she saw that Aditya Raj Kapoor, that's my name.
Uh-huh.
So she caught my hand, So I got very scared. You're in a foreign country and a female is holding your hand, you can get into trouble,
Yeah.
She said, you are Raj Kapoor. I said, no. Then why Raj Kapoor? I said, my uncle. No, I have to speak the truth,
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody cross-questions you, you're in big trouble, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's uncle. You are Raj Kapoor's nephew. I said, yes. Your father, Shashi or Shami? So she knew everything. So I said, my father, Shami Kapoor. So she called her husband, Boris, come here. I got damn scared, yeah. A woman has caught your arm. You can't run away. And she's called her husband. Matlab, aap to khatam ho gaye bilkul. You finished. So I started praying to my wife. I said, boss, Preeti, we've known each other so many years. This is it. This is my last day. So I put the bike in first gear and I started the bike. In case I have to run,
Yeah.
And the husband came and he said, yes. So she's telling him in Russian everything. She's telling me, you are Raj Kapoor's nephew. I said, yes. Get off the bike. I said, no. You get off the bike. Bloody shit. I said, if I'm off my bike, Bharat,
Yeah.
I can't run, no?
Yeah. Obviously.
I'm wearing 15 kilos of gear. Where can you run with all the gear and your heavy boots? You can't run here. On the
Exactly.
bike, I can run away. No?
Yeah.
So I said, oh, he said, get off. So I got off my bike. Then I said, this is it. This is my last day on earth.
Last day.
So then he told me, my wife. I said, okay. Dance with her. I said, what? He's saying, you dance with her, I will sing. And you know what he sang? Mera juta hai Japani, ye patloon Englishtani.
Oh shit. Wow.
His sar pe laal topi Rusi, phir bhi dil hai Hindustani. Bloody hell, I started crying. He started crying, his wife started crying, and I was dancing with her, meaning little waltz like something.
Okay.
And what a moment it was. Then he was hugging me and kissing me, not letting me go. Can I bring you coffee? I will fill your petrol. I said, no, nothing. Please. Nothing I want. I mean, what?
Amazing.
It's embarrassing, like.
Amazing.
But this is the love for Mr. Raj Kapoor. Love for Mr. Raj Kapoor.
Yeah.
Raji is very famous there. Next in line is Jimmy, Mithun Chakrabarti.
Okay.
Jimmy, that song of his, Jimmy, something is there.
Yeah.
Mithun is very popular, and then let's say Ranbir or Shah Rukh or all the whole gang, Salman, all these guys come in.
Okay.
But Raj Kapoor is an iconic figure.
Yeah.
So that's the story. Yeah. But
So-
all over my head. Sorry.
So just moving on, while you were in Switzerland, you had one more incident, which probably I would just like to remind, when a biker on a Yamaha approached you.
Oh, that was something else, yeah. So I was departing over South Germany and getting into Switzerland. There's a lake there. I have to cross that lake. So
Okay.
that lake is to be crossed in a ferry.
Okay.
And I got onto the ferry. Now, for a biker, if you get onto a ferry, you're very happy because you can take your camera out and you can, take photographs and all. You can walk about.
Yeah.
So as I parked there, one Yamaha, huge bike, I think 1200 cc,
Okay.
like a Goldwing, that kind of a bike.
Okay.
It parked next to me. Bikers always park next to each other for some reason.
Yeah.
So he parked next to me. And very handsome looking man, very handsome, stylish jacket and scarf and all. Very Devanand kind of character,
Acha.
So he was looking about here, there, enjoying. He saw my bike. He saw my number plate.
Mm-hmm.
He came to me. You're from India? I said, yes. The first person who recognized my number plate.
Okay.
He said, you are from Mumbai? I said, yes, I'm from Mumbai. Very nice. He said, I've been to India. I have done some biking in India with a hired bike in India.
Okay.
I said, very good. Nice. So he said, where are you coming from? You are coming from Germany? I said, yes. And before that, I'm coming from, where was I coming from? Poland.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, from Poland. And before that, so like that, I kept going back till I reached Russia.
Oh.
See, I don't like to tell people that I'm going around the world. You don't talk all these things in public. You just be quiet, you go on.
Yeah.
See, he's a biker, like, I'm feeling shy actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I went all the way back to Latvia. From Latvia, I went to Russia, Moscow, then Vladivostok. But how did he come to Vladivostok? Okay. I said, by air. From where? From Bombay. So where are you going? I said, I'm going around the world. My God, you're going around the world? I said, yes. So by this time, the ticket collector came to collect the money.
Okay.
So he came to me. So I put my hand in the pocket to take out 50 euros. 50 euros, that's about 5,000 rupees.
Yeah.
So that man stopped me. He told the conductor, don't take money from him. He's on a world tour. And he paid my ticket.
Wow.
He says, I know how difficult it is to go on a world tour and you're from India. So it's not easy at all. So I compliment you. I'm proud to stand next to a man who's going on a world tour.
Wow.
How can I help you? I said, you've already paid me and how to return this money? Give me your email ID. Nothing. I don't know his name.
Okay, no
all
contact details, nothing.
Nothing. He said, I will not give you any detail. This is love for a biker.
Wow.
And I just took a photograph of a small video or something where they're shooting. Some people don't like it, they don't like it. And very nice man. So then he said, where are you going now? I said, I'm going through Switzerland to the south of Italy. He said, you follow me. I will take you through customs and all that.
Okay.
If you want to stay in Switzerland, you can stay at my house. I have a house there.
Okay.
So I didn't want to stay in Switzerland because I'd been there earlier. I wanted to keep riding, till I reach. I had to reach Milan by a particular time.
Okay.
So I rode with him from when the ferry got to Switzerland. He took me to the fuel station. So bikers have this thing, if they are leading you, they will lead you to the fuel station and leave you there.
Uh-huh.
Because fuel station has got a stopping point, it's got a toilet point,
Yes.
it's got a food point, it's got a fuel point.
Yeah.
You can collect your thoughts there. You can do some luggage change out there.
Yeah.
So bikers have the thing. If they are following them, they will leave you there. They will not leave you by the side of the road or a restaurant. No, restaurant is of no use. Fuel station is of complete use.
Yes.
So he took me to the fuel station. He said, shall I pay for your fuel? Should I help you? I said, no, please. You've given me 50 euros. That is enough. Thank you so much. So he said, bye to me. He never looked back. He walked away, rode away.
Amazing.
So this is the love I found all over the world. In America, I was just after Kansas and those places, in the middle part of America. I stopped at a fuel station and the bikers came to me, the American bikers, they were biking there.
Yeah.
So they were also in heavy gear. So they were biking cross country in America, in USA.
Okay.
So they saw my bike with full luggage. So they immediately came to me. Where are you from? I said, this. We'll take a picture here. So we took pictures, shook hands, etc. Then I went inside to buy my coffee. To fuel up. And when I finished fueling, I went to pay for the fuel. I said, I'll have a cup of coffee.
Okay.
So I asked that lady, where is the coffee? She said, it's the back. $1, $2, and $3.
Okay.
So I took the $1 coffee because why spend more money here? You're on a bike trip, you're always very conscious of everything
Absolutely.
But the $3 coffee was very tasty.
Okay.
It has something more in it, something more. So I said, what the hell? I've reached America now. I can afford to spend money, You get a little josh.
Yeah.
So I had paid her $1, but I took a $3 coffee.
Okay.
Then I came back to her counter and I told her, "Madam, I have to pay you $2 more because I've taken a more expensive coffee." She said, "No, I heard you talking to the boys outside. You're going around the world. This coffee is from America to you." What a thing.
Awesome.
This coffee is from America to you. How nice.
Yeah.
So everybody, wherever I went, I'll tell you something, Bharat, as a message to the people who are listening to you.
Yeah.
Nobody wants a war. Nobody wants a war.
Absolutely.
Nobody wants a virus. Nobody wants problems.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to fight. Nobody has the time to fight.
Absolutely.
They want to lead a peaceful life, and whatever money they have, they want to maybe travel or do something more with their lives.
Yeah.
Nobody has time for politics.
Yeah.
Nobody has time.
Absolutely.
And I heard this everywhere from the waiters, from the fuel attendant, from simple people,
Yeah.
So this is the message that I wanted to tell people, that let's chill out here.
Absolutely. So, sir, when you reached back to India, and I think the very first instance, that moment when you landed on Indian soil, I think you bent down and you kissed the earth of motherland India.
Yeah.
Right? So that was when you entered Guwahati, I believe.
And I'll tell you. No, not Guwahati. It was in More village.
Okay.
More village is the first village after Myanmar.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first border. The Friendship Bridge is there, and it's the first border of India.
Okay.
And my friend from Hyderabad, Bharajwad Dayala, he's a biker. He's been around the world.
Oh, yes, I know him.
He's a good friend of mine. So he told me, "I will come to receive you there. Don't enter until I come there."
Okay.
Then he collected what is it called? The commerce people and all that, in the Chamber of Commerce and all that of the state, Manipur. He collected all those people from there and some business people and all.
Okay.
And he came to receive me. For me, it was a big thing to come back alive in your country.
Yeah.
A big thing.
Yeah.
I was so overwhelmed, and they were coming into the Myanmar side to receive me. So I said, "Please don't do that. Let's not get into trouble. Please wait in India."
Yeah.
So by that time, the Myanmar officials also came to understand what is happening. It's a big thing.
Yeah.
So they also started saying, "Please spend some time, one night here." Like that. I said, no. Once you have to go, you have to go. Like,
absolutely.
No spending one night here or there. जब जाने का है तो जाना चाहिए. So, and Myanmar is a beautiful place to do biking. Beautiful place. So, as I put my foot in there, and all of them were waiting there, I got so overwhelmed. I said, "I've come back to my country alive."
Yeah.
And so I got off my bike and I put my head on the ground and I kissed the earth. I said, "If the Pope can do it, even I can do it for India."
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And it was a very, very emotional moment for me. And a lot of friends, a lot of biking companies, biking groups came to receive me.
Wow.
So I knew a lot of biking groups anyway because of my biking riding earlier. And my friend Colonel Sohan Roy, he's a very famous, inspiring biker.
Yeah.
He arranged a lot of biking groups to connect with me,
Okay.
So from there to Bombay, it took me, I think, 2,000-3,000 kilometers still.
Mm-hmm.
And about 1 month. But I gave a press conference every night. I told the biker groups, "Please call any press people. I will meet and talk, because you have to increase the biking awareness, fraternity, responsibility, respect right, all those things,
Absolutely.
Beautiful incident took place as I was leaving Bhubaneswar.
Mm-hmm.
I'd just given one interview. It got telecast in the television and the local channel, just came about.
Okay.
So I'm riding on the highway, national highway, very nice highway. I'm enjoying myself, not in a hurry. Now I'm in India,
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, 3 bikes came on, one here, and one behind me, one in front of me.
Okay.
Slowing me down. So I thought the cops have come, They were thinking carrying some drugs or something,
Yeah.
I got damn scared, and they came very close and they stopped me. There is nothing there, I mean, on the middle of the road in a national highway. No village there, nothing. They said, "You are Kapoor?" I said, "Yes." "This is your bike Sunbeam?" I said, "Yes." "You are going around the world?" I said, "Yes." I said, "Are you the police?" They said, "No." I said, "Who are you?" "We are bikers, uncle. Tell us now what you did around the world." So he said, "Let's write a little bit. Ek chai ka dukaan hai." So in 5 minutes, one small tea shop, very small.
Capri type.
Tea shop, tea stall
Okay.
with tea biscuits. You know that khari biscuit.
Yeah. Yes.
So for 1 hour, I told them stories like I'm telling you
Wow.
of what I did around the world, and they were so happy. They would not get the opportunity to hear this.
Absolutely.
But the comment came from the chai wala. वो चाय वाला बोला, ये सच्ची ऐसा किया क्या? For the chai wala, that guy, to hear Rome, Hong Kong, or what, Paris, or whatever, all these names, France, Russia, and nobody was there, and all of a sudden 3 bikers, 4 bikers are there. So these are some of the fun incidents on my way back. I met all the police people on the highway because they all would stop me. "Where are you coming from?" So I would meet them. I would stop immediately and I would tell them who I am, what I'm doing. Then a lot of them recognized me from a little film work that I did. So I would take a photograph with them. Basically, I like to meet people. It's good to meet people. And before somebody stops you, why don't you stop yourself and talk to somebody?
Absolutely.
It takes a fear away,
So, sir, this entire bike journey, how liberating was this? I mean, did it bring any change in you?
It changed me forever. It has changed me, it would have taken me one lifetime to change. It has changed me with one trip. Organizational skills, self-denial. नहीं यार, ऐसा नहीं होगा. That is all bullshit. ऐसा होने वाला है और होके रहेगा और तुम्हारे साथ ही होगा. The bloody rain will fall on you. It will not fall on him, and him it will only fall on you. One is in self-denial. It's a nice cloud, a nice sunny day. Nothing is going to happen. So I stopped being in self-denial. My organizational skills went to another level altogether. Forward planning and enjoying yourself and becoming slower, patience, humility.
Right.
Things like that. So that changed me a lot. Taught me a lot. And
so after coming back from there, that is when you wrote your book, Bike on a Hike?
Bike on a Hike I wrote before that. That was the trip I took with my wife. We went from Mumbai to Himachal and back.
Okay.
5,000 kilometers.
You took your wife on the bike itself?
Yeah. On the Royal Enfield, and she went pillion.
ये sentence
she said, I said, I have to go with this guy. What to do?
Absolutely.
And she had a good time. She's not a biker. She doesn't want to bike, but she said, let's go with it. Let's go together. So we spent 25 days on a nice holiday, both of us, and we had a lovely time. So I put it in a book instead of writing an album, let's write a book
It's amazing experience. I mean, I'm just trying to visualize the entire thing.
Yeah.
So I can imagine how you must be feeling at that point of time when you actually did it all this by yourself.
Oh, I was very alone. And it was scaring. It was awesome, scaring, and you felt vulnerable. Around the world, I was a solo rider.
Oh, you were a solo rider?
Of course.
Oh, I thought you had one of your friend who said, you will be going only when you get a company. Okay.
Around India. That was India, Bhutan, Nepal.
Oh, yes.
Bhutan, okay. India, Bhutan, Nepal. Deepak and me went together. Around the world is a solo trip. Me, myself, my motorcycle and myself. Nothing else.
Amazing.
The customs people could not believe it. Of every country. Why are you doing it, foolish man?
That is most of the time we get to, we bikers hear this only from other people. क्यों करते हो? क्या मिलता क्या है?
I spent my 61st birthday on the highway in Russia. On the highway, I didn't spend in a city or in a town. I went out of the city. I stayed overnight somewhere and I shouted in the air, happy birthday to myself. The manager came running out. What has happened? I told him, this is my story.
Amazing.
ताली बजा पागल आदमी told me like that.
Wow. So I think we have almost reached towards the end of our show. In
Yes.
fact, we have overshot the time. So any parting advice
Thank
to
you.
the younger generation bikers, Aditya ji?
One is that it can be done. Nothing cannot be done.
Mhm.
Everything can be done as long as you plan for it, plan for it, plan for it, plan for it. With patience, humility. That's it. If you respect the person in front of you, the person in front of you will respect you. That's about it.
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us today, sir. And it was simply enchanting conversation that we had today. I just wish that we could continue this for more long. I mean, but it's almost towards the end. And all the very best to you for many more such long rides that you want to take up. And I just wish and I hope that I can ride with you sometime very soon. Thank you so much again.
Certainly.
And it was really an honor to have you on the show, sir, today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bharat. Nice chatting with you. Thank you for having me on your show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye now, sir.
Bye.
So that was Aditya Raj Kapoor, an amazingly down-to-earth and multi-talented spiritual personality who made his own identity outside the Kapoor League. Thank you all so much for listening to this episode of the podcast show Candid Talks with Bharat V. If you like the show, please do like, subscribe and share with others. If listening on Apple Podcast, do not forget to rate 5 stars. If on Spotify or YouTube, do not forget to subscribe and share. All the bikers can listen to this episode on bikersclub.in. इसके साथ हम आज का सफर यहीं समाप्त करते हैं. बहुत जल्द मुलाकात होगी अगले शो पर एक नए टॉपिक के साथ, नए लोगों के साथ, नए अंदाज में on Candid Talks with Bharat V. Stay home, stay safe. This is Bharat Vatsa signing off for today. दुआओं में याद रखना. जय हिंद.